Have you ever wondered what would happen if a family became convinced that medicine could no longer explain the terrifying changes happening to someone they loved? In the mid-1970s, one young woman from a quiet village in Germany became the center of one of the most disturbing and controversial cases in modern history. Her name was Anneliese Michel, and nearly 50 years later, people still argue over one chilling question. Was she suffering from severe mental illness? Or was she truly possessed by something beyond human understanding? This is the story that inspired books, documentaries, and the horror film, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. But the real events are even darker than fiction. Anneliese Michel was born in 1952 in Bavaria, West Germany, into a deeply religious Catholic family. Friends described her as polite, intelligent, and devoted to her faith. She lived a normal life until she was 16 years old, when everything suddenly changed. One day she experienced a violent seizure at school. Doctors diagnosed her with temporal lobe epilepsy, a neurological condition capable of causing seizures, unusual sensations, and changes in behavior. She was prescribed medication, but instead of improving, her condition slowly became more frightening. As the years passed, Anneliese claimed she was hearing voices that no one else could hear. According to her, the voices mocked her, threatened her, and told her she was condemned forever. She also reported seeing terrifying visions of demonic faces and believed she could smell unbearable odors that others couldn't detect. Medical professionals believed these experiences were symptoms of neurological and psychiatric illness. But Anneliese and her family became convinced that something supernatural was happening. Her behavior became increasingly disturbing. Witnesses claimed she screamed uncontrollably for hours, destroyed religious objects, barked like a dog, crawled under tables, and sometimes refused to eat. Some reported that she developed an intense hatred toward crucifixes, holy water, and sacred images. She allegedly spent hundreds of hours performing repeated kneeling motions until her knees were severely damaged. To those around her, these actions seemed impossible to explain through ordinary means. Despite receiving treatment from multiple doctors and psychiatrists, her symptoms continued. Eventually, her family approached the Catholic Church, asking for permission to perform an exorcism. At first, church officials refused, believing medical treatment should continue. But after years without improvement, Bishop Joseph Stangl authorized a formal exorcism in 1975. Two priests, Father Arnold Renz and Father Ehrenstalt, were assigned to perform the ritual. For the next 10 months, Anneliese underwent approximately 67 exorcism sessions. Many of these rituals were recorded on audio tapes, and the recordings reveal intense prayers, emotional shouting, and voices that believers claimed were not her own. During the sessions, the priest believed multiple demons were speaking through her. Among the names reportedly mentioned were Lucifer, Judas Iscariot, Nero, Cain, and even Adolf Hitler. Skeptics argued these voices could have resulted from psychological illness, while believers considered them evidence of possession. As the months passed, Anneliese's physical condition became critical. She gradually stopped eating and drinking enough to survive. Her body weakened dramatically until she weighed only around 30 kilograms. She suffered from severe dehydration, malnutrition, and exhaustion. Yet the exorcisms continued because those involved believed they were close to freeing her from the evil forces controlling her. On July 1st, 1976, Anneliese Michel died at just 23 years old. The official medical examination concluded that the cause of death was malnutrition and dehydration. Her death shocked Germany and immediately sparked national outrage. Authorities questioned why medical treatment had effectively been abandoned while religious rituals continued. The legal consequences soon followed. Anneliese's parents and both priests were charged with negligent homicide. During the trial, prosecutors argued that her life could have been saved if proper medical care had continued. The defense maintained that everyone involved genuinely believed they were trying to save her soul and that Anneliese herself had requested the exorcisms. In the end, all 4 defendants were found guilty and received suspended prison sentences along with probation. Even decades later, the debate has never truly ended. Medical experts continue to cite epilepsy and psychiatric disorders as the most likely explanation for her symptoms. Others believe her behavior cannot be fully explained by science alone, and point to the audio recordings and witness testimony as evidence of something supernatural. There is no universal agreement, and the case remains one of history's most controversial intersections between religion, medicine, and the unexplained. Whether you believe Anneliese Michel was battling a devastating illness or confronting something far more mysterious, one fact remains undeniable. Her tragic story changed the conversation about faith, mental health, and responsibility forever. It serves as a haunting reminder that when fear, belief, and desperation collide, the consequences can be irreversible. Nearly half a century later, her name continues to echo through documentaries, court records, and horror films, leaving one unsettling question behind. Where does science end, and where does the unknown truly begin?